When I first started training in the gym, I was extremely confused because I wanted to build muscle, but I also wanted to lose some body fat and get a six-pack at the same time. I was told that in order to build more muscle, I would have to eat in a calorie surplus, and then to strip down body fat and lose weight, I was going to have to eat in a calorie deficit. So I was extremely confused. How can you eat in a calorie deficit and in a calorie surplus at the same time? You absolutely can build muscle and lose body fat at the same time, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So make sure you stay until the end of the video because I'm going to give different advice based on where you're currently at.
Okay, let's do it.
The first kind of person we're going to talk about is the complete beginner or the novice. So somebody that has been training, let's say up to 12 months, you're in those beginner stages. And for you, you can absolutely build muscle and lose body fat at the same time. The reason is because you're new to training. Anything that you do will cause muscle growth. If you even look at a weight, it will probably cause muscle growth. And that is because your body is not used to that stimulus. You've never lifted weights before. You start lifting weights and your body has this brand new stimulus, so you are forced to grow. Your muscles have to grow. The way I want you to think about this is think about a video game. When you start out at level 1, it's extremely easy to go from level 1 to level 10. Those first levels are very easy. You level up very, very quickly. However, as the levels go on, it gets more and more and more difficult to level up to the next level. And it's exactly the same with building muscle. In the beginning stages, it's very easy to build muscle. The more muscle you build, the more difficult it gets to add new muscle to your frame. So if you are classed as a beginner, what should you do? What you should do if you want to build muscle and lose body fat at the same time is eat in a calorie deficit. So you're eating less calories every day so that you can burn that body fat. Also, you're lifting weights, but because you're new to the gym, you will still be able to build muscle at the same time. It's a unique period that you have as a beginner, so make sure you take advantage of that. Eat in the calorie deficit, lift your weights, do your program, and then you'll be able to build muscle at the same time. Of course, making sure that you sleep 8 hours per night. You cannot grow, you cannot build muscle if you don't recover from the work you do in the gym. So sleep is extremely important. Also, the amino acids that are found in protein are going to help you build muscle. So you need to make sure you eat a high protein diet. The protein is also going to make you feel more full and more satiated when you're in that calorie deficit. So that makes it easier to stick to. A simple calculation to know how much protein you need to consume to build muscle. Take your body weight in pounds, multiply that number by 1, and eat that many grams of protein per day. Just aim for that number. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, multiplied by 1, then that's going to be 150 grams of protein that you need to consume every day. So what should you do if you're not a beginner? And for you beginners out there, make sure you listen to this advice as well, because at some point you're not going to be a beginner anymore. So you need to know what to do as well. So if you're not a beginner, maybe you've been training 3 years, maybe you're more advanced, you've been training 5 years, and beyond that, can you still build muscle and lose fat at the same time? Yes, you can do it, but you shouldn't do it, and let me explain that. When it comes to getting in shape, you need to do what is most optimal. And although you can technically, as a more advanced lifter, build muscle and lose fat at the same time, the amount of muscle you can build in a calorie deficit is so insignificant, it's a stupid idea to try and build muscle in a calorie deficit if you're more advanced. So this is what I would recommend you do. First, you should cut down and get to the body fat that you're happy with. The reason you cut first is because if you do a bulk first and you already have extra body fat that you don't like, then you're going to bulk up and eat more calories, you are going to gain even more fat. So cut down to the body fat that you're happy with. Once you're happy with that, then do a lean bulk. So with a lean bulk, I would recommend you gain 0.5 and at the most 1 pound per week. So anywhere between that. So you're going to gain between 2 and 4 pounds on the scale each month. Do that for around 8 to 12 weeks until you get to the point where you think you're gaining a little bit too much body fat, and then you can spend another 2 to 4 weeks cutting back down. So it's basically 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And when you cut, you are maintaining muscle mass. That is the goal. And the reason we do it this way is because you can stay in shape all year round. What a lot of other people are teaching is the traditional way of doing things, which is to bulk for 6 to 9 months and then cut at the end of the year. But that's stupid to me because you're going to basically be out of shape most of the year. When you do a mini bulk and a mini cut, it allows you to stay in shape all year round. The video that's on screen right now, I want you guys to go through and click on and watch that video. It's about muscle building mistakes. You guys want to build more muscle, make sure you're not making any of these mistakes, because it's going to hold you back and you're going to see worse results if you're making any of these simple mistakes. So make sure you go through and click on that video next.